Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about right now is a plot that was thwarted, okay? I'm going to give you a summary and then I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty, okay? 2 Chinese nationals have been charged for allegedly smuggling a dangerous pathogen, biological pathogen, into the U.S. called Fusarium graniarium. Can't pronounce it, just go with me, okay? That could cripple the U.S. economy, our food supply, and endanger American lives. The FBI has arrested Yun King Jian, 33, and Zunyang Liu, 34, for allegedly smuggling in the noxious fungus into the U.S. that causes head blight. And it's a disease of wheat, barley, maize, and rice, and is responsible for billions of dollars of economic losses worldwide each year. Okay? Now, this Fusarium, the toxins cause a wide range of side effects in humans and also in livestock. Okay.
Breaking tonight, 2 Chinese nationals have been charged with smuggling a dangerous biological pathogen into the United States. And this pathogen is considered a serious threat to our food supply and thus our national security. Fox's David Spunt is here with all the details. David, this is terrifying.
Laura, it really is quite an interesting story. According to the Justice Department, one of them worked at a laboratory connected to the University of Michigan. The FBI arrested 33-year-old Yu Qing Zhan for allegedly smuggling in a fungus called Fusarium graminearum, which could be used as an agroterrorism weapon. The gases from the fungus could cause liver damage, vomiting, and reproductive defects in humans and livestock. DOJ officials say Zhan has direct ties to the Chinese Communist Party, and she works at the University of Michigan, and her boyfriend is connected to a university back in China. FBI Director Kash Patel, in an exclusive statement to Fox Digital, says this case is a sobering reminder that the Chinese Communist Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institutions and target our food supply, an act that could cripple our economy and endanger American lives. Smuggling a known agroterrorism agent into the U.S. is not just a violation of law, it's a direct threat to national security. I commend the FBI Detroit Division and our partners at CPB for stopping this biological threat before it could do real damage. Now, senior DOJ leaders, Laura, are debating whether to bring back the so-called China Initiative, a controversial program during the Bill Barr Justice Department that aimed to stop Chinese espionage that began in American universities. The DOJ under Merrick Garland got rid of the name after groups came forward and complained it was insensitive, but I'm told the current Attorney General Pam Bondi and her team want to focus on China, though it's unclear if they'll bring the China Initiative name back. Laura.
Now, prosecutors say that Liu, L-I-U, that's the last name, Zunyang Liu, flew into Detroit for his girlfriend, Jian, that's the last name, Jian, who works at the University of Michigan lab, who is not cleared for biohazards. The fungus devastates the wheat, the corn, and the rice, causing side effects, and is labeled a potential agroterrorism weapon. It triggers billions of crop losses yearly. Officials say Jian's research was funded by China and that she is a CCP member. Now, Liu was deported. Jian faces charges of conspiracy, smuggling, visa fraud, and lying to officials. U.S. Attorney Jerome Gorgon Jr. called it a major national security threat. Okay, now I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty and more facts, okay? So this happened on June 3rd, and the FBI, they arrested Jian and Liu in connection with allegedly attempting to smuggle in the harmful fungus into the United States. This arrest was announced by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Michigan. They were charged with conspiracy, smuggling goods, making false statements, and visa fraud. The allegations center around their attempt to bring the fungus into the country. Now, let's talk about the fungus, okay? The Fusarium graminearum, okay? The identity is a fungal pathogen known for causing head blight, or FHB, okay? Now, this affects cereals like wheat, barley, maize, and rice, okay? The impact. It is responsible for significant economic losses worldwide, estimated billions of dollars annually. It reduces crop yields and contaminates grains with mycotoxins, particularly DON, also known as vomitoxin, which can be toxic to humans and animals if consumed. Now, FHB infects the heads of cereal plants during flowering, leading to shriveled, chalky kernels and premature bleaching of the plants. The mycotoxins produced can cause side effects, making the grain unfit for food or for feed. The U.S. Attorney's Office described this fungus as a potentially agro-terrorism weapon due to its ability to cause widespread crop damage and economic disruption. Now, where was the entry point? The fungus was allegedly smuggled through Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport, where Lou is accused of attempting to bring it into the U.S. so that Jian, his girlfriend, could study it at the University of Michigan laboratory where she worked. The complaint suggests that the smuggling was part of a research effort, possibly linked to funding Jian received from the Chinese government for studying the pathogen in China. This raises concerns about intellectual property theft or unauthorized biological research. The charges of conspiracy and smuggling goods indicate that the authorities viewed it as a deliberate act to bypass U.S. regulations on importing biological materials, which are strictly controlled due to biosecurity risks. So, looking at the broader context here, the arrests come at a time of heightened tension between U.S. and China, particularly regarding technology and intellectual property. Just days before, the Trump administration vowed to aggressively revoke visas of Chinese nationals that are studying here in the U.S., indicating a broader crackdown on perceived threats. And this case underscores the U.S. government's concern about protecting its agricultural sector from biological threats, whether intentional, like agroterrorism, or unintentional, accidental introduction of pathogens. The mention of a Chinese student at the University of Michigan charged with illegally voting in 2024 elections suggests a pattern of scrutiny on Chinese nationals in academic settings, though that case is unrelated to the fungus smuggling. The legal proceedings. Jian was scheduled to appear in court in Detroit on June 3, 2025. The outcome of this appearance would determine the next steps, including bail conditions and trial dates. The U.S. Attorney's Office indicated that the investigation is ongoing, suggesting possible additional charges or individuals involved might come to light. So, what are the implications? Well, this case highlights the vulnerabilities of biosecurity protocols at U.S. borders and the potential for academic research to be exploited for harmful purposes. The introduction of the Fusarium graminearum could have devastating effects on U.S. agriculture, leading to crop losses and economic downturns, as well as health risks from contaminated grain. The involvement of Chinese nationals in potential state funding adds a layer of geopolitical tension, possibly affecting diplomatic relations and academic exchanges. So, what was the motive here? Was she just studying it? Or do you think there was going to be a deeper, darker turn here? Let's talk about it, okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.